What's up, everyone? This is Jay from the Crypto Org. Thank you so much for tuning in. Now, if you're a beginner, I got a lot of news to share with you. And also, at the very end, I have a gift for all of you as well. So please do stay tuned. All right, so before I get started, I want to say that nothing I say in my video is financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. So please do your own research as well. Okay, use mine as a guiding compass towards your own research. Alright, so let's get started with the 48 laws of power. Even the most powerful person is locked inside needs of his own, or her own, and that if you make no appeal to his or her self interest, he or she merely sees you as desperate or at best a waste of time. And yeah, guys, you definitely want to be protecting your own time because that is one resource that you can't get back. So don't be wasting time with people that aren't really conducive to your own goals. I know it seems a little dark, but you know what? This is a real world. Nobody owes you stuff. Nobody's gonna pay your bills but you. Okay. At the end of the day, the number one person that's always in your side or on your side is you. So always be taking care of yourself. All right. Oh, of course, I'm helping you as well. So, like, hey, I'm your friend. All right, so here we have news of Miami Mayor Frances Suarez responding to Donald Trump's critique of Bitcoin as a scam against the US dollar. It's not fighting against the US dollar, from my opinion. But, anyways, I just see this as a Hegelian dialectic. Trump saying Bitcoin's a scam, but when he was president, he was in the back end, he was basically building the infrastructure for the blockchain. And we all know that crypto is the future. So for them to be having this bickering back and forth, it's kind of nonsense. But you know what? It still puts it in people's minds. So that's definitely a good thing because you need that for mass adoption. It's all about brainwashing the masses here. Yeah. So Canada's first Bitcoin ETF. Purpose has started to buy Bitcoin again. Now, this is the price of Bitcoin. It's staggering back and forth, and then boom, a drop. But if you take a look at the volume, it's been steadily increasing. So when this dip occurred, people were buying. And no, I understand that it's not the perfect dip or the perfect bottom, but you know what? If you're a person that hunts for the perfect bottom, good luck to you. But the way I see it, prices here are a major discount because if you take a look, this is the previous high around 64,000. But anyways, yeah, we're just establishing a floor right now. We could take a little dip even further, maybe mid 20s. But I'm not a financial advisor, guys. But this bull run is not done. We are definitely gonna go up way higher. And yeah, little fairy told me that, so we gotta trust that little fairy. All right, next one on the list, we have Jay-Z selling what the heck am I saying? Debut album NFT at Sotheby's. This is definitely great mass adoption news because following Jay-Z, of course, Jay-Z has a big following, and now more and more other masses are going to be aware of the idea of NFTs, and they can basically buy his album in a digital world. Well, everything, I mean, a lot of things are digital now, but more so in the blockchain. And also, keep in mind with NFTs, they're growing still. They're going to have more utilities added to it. Some of the utilities that I know of with certain NFTs is that it can earn yield now. So it's basically like having your money in the bank plus way, way better. Now, think of those other artists that basically hunt for their royalties. With NFTs in the blockchain, they can acquire their royalties with the help of AI. They don't have to worry about hunting Joe Schmo down the street to give them their share of the cut, because now you got robots doing that for them, and that is where the world is heading towards too, guys. Robots are going to take over. But yes, this is great news for those artists out there. And hey, if he's involved in this, for sure Beyonce is involved in it as well. And if those two are involved, other artists are going to follow suit. All right, next on the list, we have the Palestine considering issuing digital currency. Palestine Monetary Authority is considering issuing a digital currency to facilitate monetary independence from Israel. I find that funny because If you guys are not aware, the Palestine-Israel war, basically Israel is just like pummeling Palestine down, bullying them to a state of desperation. Let's see here. Because of the Palestinian economy suffers from Israeli constraints on the free flow of goods and people, it is inherently weak. Besides relying on donor money and remittances from Israel, the economic contracted 11.5%. According to the World Bank, this is likely due to the sea monster pandemic. This was also exacerbated by the refusal of the Palestinian Authority to receive taxes collected by the Israel on its behalf. So, guys, basically they just beat them, beat the living hell out of them, and now they're saying, "Hey, you need money? Here, take my money." But hey, I'm tracking you. That's all there. It's always been like that, guys. So whoever is against the New World Order's financial system will magically turn into a terrorist for some weird reason, and then they come take over, and then all of a sudden they're on their side when it comes to finances. And yeah, money moves the world. It's all about money. It's that carrot and the stick, and the idea of money is just it's just a human construct. It's not really needed, but you know what? That's where the masses are. Like everyone does transaction with money. But I believe in the future there will come a time when people are just basically doing deeds to help one, like each other, looking for that not so much monetary value, but the experience, the valuable experience, that feeling you get, you know. But I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon in terms of like massively adopted. However, there are people that operate like that. You know, some business owners do like barter system with others, just to, save money, and also it's just all about working together. And we definitely should be working together, guys, because these geckos, new NWO people, they're against us. Okay, and there is a war happening, not just like killing people war, but brainwashing war. And it all starts with that TV, man. That TV brainwashes people. All right, so here I have an old article from last year, pre-pandemic. So this is a Chinese government-backed institute releasing new rankings of 37 crypto projects. Now, even though this is old, it's definitely one to pay attention to. Why? Because they have EOS and Tron as the first two. These two are basically have been like, I mean, Tron did have its little push from like 3 cents and then went up to like 13 cents or 11 cents. So definitely had some growth. But however, EOS, I don't think it's gotten the love that it deserved. And yeah, keep in mind, guys, these two, Tron and EOS, they're their own protocol as well. And other projects are going to be building on top of their protocol. So it definitely does add a lot, not a little, but like a lot of value to the Tron and EOS tokens. So remember, that's not financial advice. All right, here we have Opera announcing support for Celo stablecoins in its crypto wallet app. And one thing to note about Celo, guys, is another promising project, in my honest opinion. Why? Because they have connections with the central bank, MIT, and also Andreessen Horowitz, one of the best venture capitalists out there, supports Celo. And the idea of stablecoins is important because it is the backbone of the cryptocurrency. You cannot be buying other cryptos without the actual fiat or stablecoins. And keep in mind, the money that you have now, that you get paid with, it's basically a stablecoin, or it is a stablecoin. It's just that stablecoins are fiat in the blockchain. That's all there is to it. And yes, think of Facebook Diem as well. They have their own stablecoin, which is Diem, and they're basically going to be giving that away to its citizen or users, and basically using that to track them, what they're doing with that money. But keep that in mind. That's coming. All right, here we have the university in Paraguay will take tuition payments in Bitcoin and Ethereum. That is definitely great mass adoption news. And there's been a lot of movements in Latin America, especially right after that El Salvador Bitcoin being a legal tender news. So as you can see, more and more nations are adopting the idea of Bitcoin now. But they can't force it on the people just yet. Of course, they gotta put it in their minds, let the seed grow, and then all of a sudden people would just accept the idea of using cryptos, because they will soon realize that their fiat money, it will come to an end, and a lot of other countries have had that issue as well. You have, I think Zimbabwe was one of them in the African continent. You have not El Salvador, Venezuela, and I think the recent one is Iran. They all had their hyperinflation, and yeah, the solution out of that would be blockchain or cryptos, because it allows them to basically do their Ponzi scheme the way they did with the fiat system all over and over again. All right, and this time it's going to be tracked too. So yes, this is definitely good news for the students as well, because now with their computer or laptop, they can mine the actual cryptos and basically learn while they earn. So definitely good news. But you know what? In terms of schooling system, a lot of these not projects, but the skills that they learn are basically going to be replaced by robots. So I don't know what's going to happen to that. So here we have Cointelegraph launching a celebrity NFT charity campaign with Binance. So yeah, there's been a lot of news with Binance recently. Apparently Coinbase kicked them or beat them to the Japanese environment. And there's also some lawsuit trying to there's been some lawsuits on Binance too. But they played it smart because they have their main location in the Cayman Islands or like some offshore place. So they can't really attack them. Anyways, in terms of celebrities using NFTs in a charity campaign, um, that's kind of normal. I mean, like these rich people, they just want to offset the taxes, and buying art and also doing charities is one of those ways. And you also have people like Warren Buffett too, being all philanthropic, giving his money away, but we know it's just for the taxes, because that Biden tax thing pretty much hit the 3% of the 1%, or a good 1/10 of the 1%. So those are definitely the guys that are getting hit. And yes, they are going to be doing a lot of charity work just to offset their taxes. So remember, that's not financial advice, but definitely good news when it comes to NFTs and the adoption of it. All right, so here we have Grayscale. Unlocking poses downside risk to Bitcoin price, JPMorgan says. Remember, that Grayscale contract or lockup period is going to end maybe at the end of June, or it could be early July. We don't know what could happen. I mean, when that lockup period ends, people could be buying. However, there's a high incentive for them to sell, take profit. And if they are going to take profit, it's only going to be a small temporary dip, because we are poised to go way up towards the end of the year. Now let's see what JP Morgan says. Despite some improvement, our signals remain overall bearish. I don't trust whatever rich people say, man. I just follow what they do. So if they're saying overall bearish, I'm bullish. And I'm always going to be bullish when it comes to cryptocurrencies. Why? Because it's the future monetary policy. So if we take a look at the current prices now, as well as the volatility, it's just laughable, man. Just think 5 to 10 years ahead where it's going to be. And in my honest opinion, around this time now with the pandemic, with all this BS happening, people should be like doubling down on their studies, see what's going on, see how they can position themselves. But you know what? That is my opinion. You cannot force others to do their own thing. I mean, to do your will. But the best I can do is keep influencing, keep pushing my side of the story, whether they like it or not. All right, this is the actual main topic of the video. Zilliqa. All right, here we have Amrit Kumar, who is the CEO of Zilliqa, saying that ETH Zilbridge is coming soon on Testnet, and that is a good news, guys. Why? Because whenever it's Testnet, people buy and then they sell in the mainnet. Mainnet should be somewhere towards the end of the year, and a bunch of other projects too, guys, have their little mainnets or upgrades being finished towards the end of the year. So it makes you wonder, like, yo, fuck, did they plan all this out? Now, thing with this, the ETH and Zilbridge, is that it's very important when it comes to interoperability, because now it allows the Zil ecosystem to basically connect with a bunch of other ecosystems. and that is good because now money is able to like flow freely to these many different protocols. Now let's take a look at this. For those of you that are not aware of the Zilliqa Ethereum bridge, what's involved? The Zilliqa Ethereum bridge will be a game changer for builders and hodlers. I am a hodler right now. Soon I'll be a builder. In the coming days, our testnet for the ZIL ETH bridge will go live. This is the first stage in connecting two powerful blockchains and two vibrant ecosystems. As the bridge will be based on the Poly network protocol, Zilliqa will be able to connect with more than just Ethereum. Binance Smart Chain, Huobi, EcoChain. Sorry guys, I just love saying this one. It's just funny. Bitcoin and others are also going to be connected via the bridge. Like, yo guys, these ecosystems alone are already huge. So imagine Zilliqa just tapping into that ecosystem. Like, imagine the amount of growth it's going to have. Just imagine. Come on. The bridge will also facilitate the exchange of the old ERC20 ZIL tokens for the native ZIL token in use today. And yeah, so ERC is basically in the Ethereum protocol. With Zilliqa, it's ZRC or ZRC for Canadians. Z. Interesting. Let's see, where was I? We firmly believe that no Zilliqan should be left behind. I definitely believe that too. Zilliqans, Ethereans, Binanceans, and many others together. Yeah. All right. I'm going to show you guys an illustration of what's involved in the Poly bridge. So here we have Heko Huobi, Binance Smart Chain Ontology, Neo, Bitcoin, of course, Zilliqa, Ethereum, Elrond, Cosmos. These are all solid projects with major protocols with major backing as well. So now imagine Zilliqa is now tapping into Bitcoin, Neo, Ontology, Binance Smart Chains, Heko, Ethereum, Elrond, and Cosmos. They're all going to be working together, guys. And if a project is not interoperable, then guess what? It's going to have a hard time making friends with all these other projects, and they're going to get left behind. So remember, this is not financial advice, but definitely be looking into these protocols. And of course, these protocols are going to be the foundation for other crypto projects to be basically be the foundation. So other crypto projects will sit on top of it and harness its utility. And now that this bridge occurred, it allows them to basically, tap into other utilities as well. But you know what? Don't quote me on that. If you guys want to know more about the Poly bridge, the technicalities, please do look into it yourself. It will help develop that conviction more towards this project, as well as other projects too, whichever one you find. All right, next on the list. So basically, this is a graph that gives you a comparison of how cool Zilliqa is compared to these other coins. I'm mainly bullish on Zilliqa and Cardano, but let's take a look at the circulating supply. Zilliqa right now, overall supply is probably like around 25 billion, whereas Cardano is like around 50 something billion. These cores are small. Ethereum right now, it has no cap on how much there is because it's just proof of work. It's like infinite supply. Same thing with Tezos. Now, consensus mechanism. Yes, Zilliqa is proof of work. You can mine this, and I do want to mine it as well. However, it does use practical Byzantine fault tolerance. From my understanding of this, is that it allows a little bit of staking involved, and yes, I am staking Zilliqa, and also it helps provide security for the network as well. If you want to understand the super technicals of this, please do look into it yourself because it does get super technical. And of course, these coins right now are proof of work. Ethereum 2.0 is going to be proof of stake, so keep that in mind. Cardano, Ouroboros proof of stake. The Ouroboros protocol or language, oh my, it's powerful. Now let's take a look at the transaction throughput. It's quite high. It actually beats all of these other projects. Now, considering the current price where it's at right now, let's take a look. Anyways, I think Zilliqa is a steal right now, but remember that is not financial advice. So where was that? Okay, wait. All right. So, let me see. Where did I get in? No, I got in around here. So yeah, I got in around here, guys. when it was just like 2 to 3 cents, and then I rode it all the way up. But it was taking the whole time, so I didn't pull out. I mean, I would, you know, sometimes I live in fantasy land inside of my head, and sometimes wish that I pulled out at the perfect top and then bought here. But you know what? Searching for the perfect tops and bottoms, you're gonna go nuts. Don't do it. Just understand what's involved in the project and how it's gonna cater to the world. And basically, these prices are just a joke, guys. Reason why I say it's a joke because we haven't even seen full mass adoption yet. I mean, we're working towards it, and it's definitely gonna happen in many different phases. But overall, crypto is the future. So at its current price right now, I do see it as a major, major discount. Whatever pullback happens in cryptocurrency is a major, major discount. And yes, all those dips are being bought by big institutions. So keep that in mind, guys. I know the price doesn't look like it right now, but you know, it takes time for the price or the volume to accumulate, and then boom, it skyrockets in price. And take a look. I got in around here, and then it started scaling up. So yeah, Zilliqa is definitely one to be paying attention to. Yes, also smart contracts is on Zilliqa already. Considering it's only 7 cents compared to Cardano is what, $1.28 valuation right now. It's crazy to think that Zilliqa is not undervalued because it's super undervalued considering the stats that it has compared to Cardano. And yes, of course, smart contract language is Scala, whereas Cardano is Plutus. The reason why I don't compare these other guys is because I have these two, and yeah, I like talking about these two. Okay, but overall, in my opinion of Zilliqa, it has not seen its full valuation. None of the cryptos have actually, but Zilliqa, in my opinion, is the super most undervalued one out of all of these five. So definitely be looking into Zilliqa some more. Um, there's definitely more news in Zilliqa that I want to share, but you know what? I can't put all of them all in one video because it's huge, guys. And yes, I am super bullish in Zilliqa once again and the ecosystem that's involved. So if you want to look at what's involved, actually, you know what? Let me show you guys. ZilSwap. That way you guys get to see what's involved and why you should be paying attention. Also, like providing liquidity as well. Those are my pools. You saw it. You saw that. Okay, let's take a look. So if you provide ZIL and ZSwap, you get a 79.7% APR. That, guys, that's insane. Put your money in the bank, the savings account. What the heck do you get? 1%? That's a slap right there. Doesn't even keep up with the inflation rate. This one I'm staking or providing liquidity. I have GZIL and ZIL. This one gets me 29.2. And of course, these coins right here too, guys, have their own utility. So keep that in mind. Let me show you. So, and look at these numbers, man. These are still new, so take advantage of it if you can. Remember, that is not financial advice, but my honest opinion, which I'm doing right now, I'm taking advantage of it. This one I love the most. Zyro and ZIL. Yes, I am enjoying this. Although I don't have a lot compared to others, I am enjoying what I currently have. So definitely be looking into this, man. Let's look at. You have Gary the Snail from SpongeBob. I don't even know how that's there, what it does, but hey, 253.4% APR. That's a steal. And XCAD. Oh my God, this is definitely going to be one of the most promising coins in the Zilliqa ecosystem, in my opinion. Why? Because it's definitely going to be helping the future generations. Future generations are going to be more reliant in basically their own skill. They're not going to be going to work as much or working a job that a robot will just take over. I believe in order for humans to thrive in the new economy, they're going to be harnessing their art side more of their brain rather than the left side, which is more logical. They're now going to be tapping into the right side of the brain, which is the more artsy side. But overall, I think humans will find a way to adapt and basically have a way to have both sides of the hemisphere working cohesively. I'm not saying that it's not already, But I'm saying that one side is more prominent than the other in certain people, certain situations. But yeah, this is the Zelle swap, guys. What's involved? Now, there's going to be more money involved in here, more liquidity being provided. So yeah. Also, thank you so much for making it here. Here is my present to you guys. This right here. Also, if you like the information you've been getting so far, please do press that like button, share, and subscribe as well. So that way you guys get notified when I come up with these videos. So I came up with this research because I understand that not everyone has the time to do like hundreds of hours of research and picking which products or cryptocurrency projects have a high promising future. So I did that for you guys. I gave a list of 5 very, very promising cryptocurrencies to look into, as well as maybe invest if you're into crypto. But that is not financial advice. And keep in mind, this is free, guys. Free. This is a free report. And if you want the link to this, just look in the description below. And yeah, I'm only going to be offering this temporarily. So, and also keep in mind, I'm going to be doing other research as well. So do stay tuned for those because I will be giving out freebies from here on out. And yeah, that is all I have for this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. But remember, press that like button, help the channel grow, and also share this amongst your friends as well. I'm sure they'd love you for keeping them in their thoughts. And yeah, subscribe to me as well. Press that notification bell button. Maybe I should have some sort of animation to show you guys that, because I see others doing that. But anyways, that is all I have. Thank you so much for listening. Take care.